What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. Nashville Pro Guitar. We are going to change the strings. I got a new Gretsch Synchromatic G100CE Archtop guitar, and it came with acoustic strings on it, so we're going to take off the acoustic strings, put some Archtop flat wounds on it. To do this, we're going to need some painter's tape. That's going to come in handy. We're going to need our little string winder, string clipping tool by Planet Waves. And we're going to need some strings. We are using the D'Addario XL Chromes 12 to 52s flat wounds for that warm, mellow tone. So the first thing we're going to do is tear this tape in half. Just tear it right down the middle. We don't need 2 inches of tape on each side of this bridge, and all we're doing is taping off the bridge, and what this is going to do is kind of create a little, it's a place marker so we know where the bridge is. For those of you that don't know, on a floating bridge archtop guitar, floating bridge means the bridge is literally sitting on the guitar, and so as soon as you move the tension off the strings, the wooden bridge is going to fall off. So we're going to tape it down. This kind of creates a railroad track effect. It'll like the bridge will slide one way or the other, but it won't slide front or back, so it'll keep the intonation in check. Now that is pending your intonation is correct as it is, otherwise you need to move the strings anyway, or move the bridge back. But if it's good to go, we're going to tape it off. I'm also going to tape it down. If it's where it needs to be, it just creates less work on the back end. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the strings. Pretty self-explanatory. Get all the strings off. Now, for those of you that don't know, before we take the last string off, if you've got an Archtop guitar with a floating tailpiece like this, that tailpiece is going to come down as soon as you take the last string off. It's going to fall down on the top of your guitar. So this is how I like to do it. It just keeps it from happening. We're going to take the strings out of the package, put those down, and take the box, slide it underneath the tailpiece. So when we take the last string off, tailpiece falls on the box, doesn't scratch guitar. Easy breezy. Go ahead and remove the last string. So you can see tailpiece is now sitting. And this is a hinged tailpiece. Some of them are not. So as soon as I take this last string off, I'm just going to move the tailpiece out of the way. It'll flop back. Booyah. We're good. Now our bridge isn't going anywhere. It's taped down. So we can really get to work on the guitar. Now you can see this guitar, the frets are pretty dirty. The fretboard is filthy. I just got it from a pawn shop. I think it's probably around 3 years old. It's been played. The frets are a little, but it's not bad. It's in great shape otherwise. So we're going to use the Gorgamite fingerboard and fret cleaner. Stuff is amazing. There's actually a separate video entirely on the Gorgamite. So now you can see the entire fretboard's been Gorgamited. And we're going to go ahead and proceed on to putting the strings back on the guitar. Go ahead and put your box or cardboard package down so the tailpiece doesn't damage anything. Now, to do this, we're just going to put the low and the high E on the guitar. Leave the other strings off for right now. So just put the low and the high E on. And when you put them on, make sure you don't tighten them down too tight. We're just going to put them on to where they're just sort of holding the bridge down, but not very tight at all. Something to note, this is the over-under stringing method that I've introduced in my other videos. It's not something I created, but it's something that we use on the road a lot as a guitar player. But it's sort of a self-locking way of stringing up your guitars. Just keeps them from slipping. Keeps them in tune better. Kind of creates a downward pull on the string from the nut. Just overall a good way to do it. So if you haven't seen that video, you can click here and it'll show you that. But moving on, now you can tell, because we have a floating bridge and we've taped it down, it can still move side to side. Now I've removed the top tape, but we made our marking tape in the very beginning. So now we're just going to set it up from side to side so that we have even spacing on each side of the strings. Looking good. And once these are set, go ahead and tune them well, you don't have to tune them up, but put tension on them. We'll go ahead and put the rest of the strings on the guitar. Once that's done and the tension is set, remove the tape. The bridge isn't going anywhere. We're still intonated. Life is good. One thing to note, make sure the strings get properly inserted into the bridge grooves that are pre-cut for the strings. Sometimes you can get in a hurry, you'll put them in there and they won't be in the right groove. They'll kind of make their own groove. But here we go, we're done. Fretboard has been gorgomited, frets are clean, fretboard is conditioned. We have brand new flat wounds on our Archtop guitar. It is intonated and ready to roll. Plug this sucker in and go play a gig. That's it, guys. Tried to kind of make this one a little shorter, a little more concise, but you got the picture. If you need any help, rewind it. Feel free to comment, ask me any type of questions you may have. Would love to have you guys like the video and subscribe to this channel. There'll be a lot more coming. So thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate you guys.